And I love the part about talking about how tertiary institutions can start creating courses. And I particularly loved where you talked about how tertiary institutions can start leveraging technology to create courses and make this knowledge truly democratized, and also at the same time generating revenue for their organization. And this topic or this session is a perfect glide into our next section, talking about e-learning opportunities. Our next speaker is a man that while I was reading his profile or going through his profile, I was just sounding like an ambulance. Wow, 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 wow. Because of his several accomplishments, not just him, but also his mentees as well. And I wouldn't want to start reading his bio. I'm sure you can get that online. But one thing that stood out for me in his profile was about how passionate he is for providing flexible and quality education without sacrificing quality. Without sacrifice. Because when we talk about flexible and affordable, it might be that, okay, it might now be less quality, you understand? But him, it's about flexible and affordable education without compromising quality or sacrificing quality. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me as I welcome to the stage to talk about creating flexible e-learning platforms for African University. Success story of Miva Open University. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me as I welcome the Vice Chancellor of Miva Open University, Abuja, Professor Tayo Arulogun. Please join me as I welcome him. Please, you must do better than that. Please put your hands together for him. Shout if you want. Stand up if you want. Thank you so much, sir, for gracing us with your presence.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited to be here today, and what I'll be talking about today is more about success of Miva University. What we do is to provide a generic template that ensures that we can have replica of Miva Open University. And the reason is that the sky is wide enough. There is actually no competition. From the last two speakers that I met, the third phone years, he mentioned we have opportunities, especially in the area of population. And what we should do about that is educate more people. And you can see that there is huge market for all of us in this country. Also, the last speaker, Judith, she mentioned universities not being innovative enough, or currently most face-to-face universities not being innovative enough. Yes, I agree, but if we all look at what makes universities to be world-class, for example, she cited, the first thing is that university must have talent of people, talented students, talented faculty, and administrators, which we have in Nigeria. And then abundance of resources. I'm not saying unlimited, but must be abundant that you can do. And we also have that also. And the third one that we do not really have in tertiary institutions is open governance. Open governance, which allows innovation. It's not that people there are not ready to have been in public universities and you bring ideas and it will not see the light of day because of some reasons. But if there is open governance, like she mentioned having COO, which we have in our own university. We have VPs, we have CEO, people that could think, business manager. So university needs to take that. I don't know whether my slides are ready, but if they are not ready, I will quickly go what I have and let us understand. The topic I've been given is actually creating scalable e-learning platforms for African universities. Success story of Miva Open University. And their strategies to achieve success in Open University, because the purpose is to scale up access so that as many as possible are educated. And Nigeria will have that population. And the first strategy is accessibility and flexibility. I've grouped it to 5 strategies. The second one is quality academic programs and qualified academic and admin staff. That's under quality academic program. And the next one is student support services, because you want your learning platform to be scalable. You need student support services, because students at a distance are actually highly isolated. And then cost effectiveness is also part of student support services. And something that is very, very germane, which is administrative efficiency. And I will let you understand as we move on that all this can be achieved with technology. And the next one strategy is industry connection. We see that universities in Nigeria, there is little or no industry connection. Because when the students graduate, where will they work? They work in the industry. It's better to link them to the industry. And the last one is infrastructure and top-notch technology. If you have all these 5 strategies, we will be able to have scalable learning platform that is very, very, very efficient, robust, and will be able to move forward. And I've been talking about scalable learning platform. What does it mean? It means growing the learning platform and associated processes to meet organizational need and need. That is, your users are increasing. Your platform should increase. And if you go to the next slide, okay, it looks like we're not having those slides there. So is it possible to have the slides? Okay, all right, thank you. So I've talked about this, about user growth, why you need to scale your platform. Because the platform, you want to make it cost effective. You have fixed cost, you have running cost. And if you are able to minimize your fixed cost, then your running cost, you can manage it. And then you have affordable learning platform for your learners. Can we move to the next slide? Yes. Because I've mentioned the 5 strategies that you need to have scalable learning platform. And what that means is that the first one is, the one that will work is technology infrastructure platform. And what do you need to determine? First is look at, you want to go cloud, which is the best solution. But you could have in-premises or on-premise, which you can use. But again, if you want to go cloud, you have to go cloud local, because of the current foreign exchange, which is also affecting Nigeria. But we have to look inward and move and have local cloud. And that is what we are using now. And the next one is go green. You have to find ways to ensure that you optimize your resources so that you have lower carbon footprint. And also, the possibility of having community centers. That is, where will your students, where will they join together? Where will they be connected together? You have to provide that. So that having a community center, especially a co-workspace center, that is a model we use. Students will have access to power, we have access to internet, and then they can come together with their professors and then deliberate, and students can learn together. Because we learn better when we learn in groups. And that is about that, because that solves the internet and the electricity supply. The next slide, please. Okay. Because it's easier when you are following me. So the next one is accessible technology. How do you make your technology accessible to everyone? It's one of those strategies you need to have a scalable learning platform, accessible. And the first thing is, for a learning platform to be scalable, it has to be mobile first. You have to target mobile users. Because majority of people are mobile. People are on mobile, they have their phones. Even when people are not mobile, they are using their phone. So whatever solution you are developing must be mobile first. And that's why for e-learning platform, you must also have a mobile app that solves that problem. Also, the data, your content must be data sensitive. What I mean is that have low bandwidth. Plan to ensure that your learners are able to have offline content. And also, to have offline content, you have to compress your content. Videos must be compressed and possibly use more of text and voice content. So all these are things that are possible. And the next one is culturally relevant content and curriculum. What this means is that actually in Nigeria we have large population, which is helping us a lot of time, but we should also scale to neighboring countries. If you look at Nigeria, most of our neighbors are francophone countries. And that means we need to do whatever we are doing when we are developing content must be culturally relevant. We must also infuse gender experiences and examples and references. And also, language is very, very important. We have something that is unifying us in Nigeria, which is English language. But we must also expand to neighboring countries. So that means we must plan to have our content in various other languages. Technology is helping us to do that, which is very, very important. So if you want to have such a scalable platform. And then in terms of curriculum development, we have an advantage in Nigeria. We have unified core curriculum benchmark access in Nigeria, CCMAS, which allows universities to have 70%, and then university can actually tinker with 30%. It brings innovation, and we can actually innovate. With that, can bring part all over the world to work with our curriculum. And what that means is that we can also bring industry experts to support our curriculum so that our curriculum is global. Then the next one is partnership and collaboration. We cannot do it alone. And what this partnership means is there is no need to reinvent the wheel. If something is existing, why do you want to reinvent the wheel? Why do you want to start it again? Why not use what is available? And that means a scalable learning platform, you can use much more of open resources and physical resources that are available. And those are kind of the things we are using to ensure that our platform is scalable. And something which is very, very important, Jermaine, is funding. Yes, funding. Because you need funding, but there are various models of funding. Though I'm not an expert in fund management, but I've classified into two categories. The first one is fee-based model. That is, people will pay, and then there are free models, and then there are alternative models of funding, which are available. And also, we are looking at a situation in Nigeria where people can pay based on their economic situation. But the challenge about that is, do we have data to classify people to different categories of income? So that's why that's not possible currently, but we are working on that to ensure that we're able to do that. And again, the alternative model is you can create content and share your content, which leads credence that education, there is business behind education. There is business of education. So you monetize your content to provide. And we're also doing that. What I also want to say is that there's also consultancy. That if you want to start a new university, you can consult us. We can help you. I've mentioned that there is no competition, which is the key thing. The goal is we want to train 1 million learners in very few years. We want to achieve that. And so we need more partners. And what that means is, thank you so much. And what that means is that we must find a way to market even our content. And we have a division called Equator that is handling that. And also external training. So there are different ways of bringing money. And also, I want to let you know that Miva Open University is actually a company that came out from a startup, which is the other way. Instead of company coming from a university. But it's now a startup that gave birth to a university. And the university has also given birth to a startup, Equator, that is coming up very soon. So this is the way university should be thinking, so that we'll be able to move forward, and then our people will be better. And there is huge market, as I've always been saying. So, but there are challenges. There are challenges that we need to overcome. And some of the challenges are limited internet access. Most of us, we can agree that, internet is readily available. Yes, but not everywhere. And it's even becoming expensive. So there are alternatives to solve that problem. Then accreditation and recognition. People must know you. What will you do to ensure that you get recognized? Then you maintain your quality. You also do accreditation. You work with the regulator. And that is key thing that we are doing. We're always working with the regulators, asking. And we are ready for feedback and criticism. And that is what we do with the challenges we are having. And also there is challenge of digital literacy. We may feel that most people are actually digital literate, but it's just a level. Because we have seen people having challenges navigating the learning platform, but there are always solutions to that. Train them. There are a lot of online platforms where you can learn how to become digital literate. So the most important is that most of these challenges are surmountable. We can overcome them. And also to have a scalable learning platform, ladies and gentlemen, there are some innovative features that must be there. And the first one is peer-to-peer learning. What I mean by peer-to-peer learning is that student mentoring student, student teaching student, student grading student. And what this means is that it's going to free up a lot of resources from the university, and it's also going to help the student to learn more. We know iron sharpeneth iron, is it not? So it's a lot of innovative approach. So the learning platform must be able to support peer-to-peer learning. Because when you scale up, you have thousands of students. How will you grade thousands of assignments? There must be alternative to do that. And then there is adaptive learning. Because face-to-face universities or brick and mortar, the most way is that everybody in this classroom, in this hall, must learn at the same pace. But we do not learn at the same pace. Some people are fast learners, some are low learners, and some it takes time. They need to repeat it 2, 3, 4 times. So adaptive learning means you must find a way to fit learning to each individual specific situation. And the learning platform must be able to do that using data that is available on the platform. Then digital and authentic assessment. Most of our assessments are usually what. That is, define this, define that, but it should be about how. How will you apply? How will you do this? And that is what is meant by authentic assessment. And it must be digital. And the last one, innovation there, is gamification. We've seen that people learn better when they're actually involved in a game or simulation. It's very, very important. And there's something in between at the center of this, which is not shown. And what could that be? Is human touch. Despite having this platform, you must have human touch. You cannot do without that. Even if technology is helping us, if AI is helping us, there must be human touch. So we must not forget that. And those are the strategies we have. And how do we measure performance of a learning platform or a scalable learning platform? There are key performance. And the first one is, thank you, enrollment rate. How many students are you able to bring on your platform? Completion rate. How many students are able to finish on time? Course completion rate, retention rate. How many students are actually coming back after the first semester? Semester after semester. And also user satisfaction. Are they really satisfied? NPS scores. And then postgraduate employment. Or how many students are actually employed while they are still your student? So all these are things that we need to measure to see the impact of what the learning platform is actually doing. And I want to share achievement in 1 year, what we've been able to do using all these strategies. And the first one is that we've been able to have intermediary accreditation of 16 new programs within 1 year. And 2 of the programs are postgraduate programs. Thank you so much. We have MBA and MPA, and we are bringing in 4 more programs by God's grace next year. And also, we've had 600% increase in our enrollment numbers. Last year, we had 530, 500 plus, and this year, we matriculated 3,792 students. So, and today our enrollment is 100 students short of 5,000. So it's a good measure that our platform is scalable, resilient, and very, very supportive. And the last item there is enhanced support services. We do something because we find out that students want support, real support. Even in face-to-face university, we have student affairs unit, we have academic affairs unit, but most time, are we really getting support needed? So we've gone above and beyond in the area of supporting our students, which is key thing that we always do, and we always want to improve on that. And the next one is high retention rate. If you are supporting your student very well, you are going to get high retention rate. And we are having above 80% retention rate, semester on semester, and we want to maintain this standard. So thank you so much. To conclude, you must have infrastructure solution to have a scalable learning platform that can scale, that can be resilient, that can support you as you grow. Then accessibility focus. You must ensure that everybody will be able to access your content, no matter where they are from, no matter their situation. And also, culturally relevant content must be provided so that you are globally relevant. And then strategic partnership. There is no need to reinvent the wheel. Partner with people who are already providing the services. Work with them, and then you'll be able to move forward. And then sustainable funding model. You must find a way to balance funding. Because we know from our findings, Nigerians are very, very sensitive to price increase. So I want to thank you so much for the opportunity to talk about the success we've been able to achieve so far. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please let's do much better. Please a resounding round of applause. You just heard from the Vice Chancellor of Miva Open University, Professor Tayo Arulogun. And out of the many insightful thoughts he shared, one that stood out for me is when he talked about collaboration over competition. Because if we must truly achieve the success or the advancement we want in the edutech ecosystem, we must be able to work together. It's not about who is competing, it's when we come together, join our forces together, because once we are together, we can definitely achieve more. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, please can we put our hands together for Professor Tayo for that very exciting and thought-provoking section. What if I told you we had like